oh, there we go. Alright, guys. You go over there. And I will probably see y'all sometime later tonight. Maybe 8 o'clock. And see y'all later.
Okay. No. What am I doing? Do that. Okay. That going. I don't care about the buffering bullcrap. Gonna tweet about it. Copy them. Yes. Give me 1 minute. Do in 1 minute. Okay. As I'm set. So how's everybody doing today? How's everybody's weekend up until this point? Normally, when I do go lives at a later date. Well, not a later date, but a later time. Some of the people that do frequent my lives know I go between a certain time. But yeah, I figured I'd do something a little different today. At least get this out of the way for the next time I decide to go live. One thing that I've been doing, well, actually started doing yesterday, I just gotta get the time and go back to actually do some exploring. So I'm gonna be going around a couple people and do some urban exploration type stuff. And the music's still gonna do music stuff. So, just a matter of getting to shows. Work stuff, it's starting to slow down a little. So, I'm probably going to be back doing this, at least for the time being, see what goes on. car related stuff. Anybody that frequents my channel knows I'm pretty much into the whole cars, music, go-karts, mini bikes, occasional video game. Video, adventure stuff. But mainly it's cars, music, go-karts, and mini bikes. Oh, okay. So, like I said, I started yesterday on a project with someone, and we're going to be exploring a couple of a couple abandoned railroad tracks out here where I live, well, close to where I live. You know, because you see a lot of like urban exploration channels doing a lot of other popular like big places, Kings Park, couple sanatorium, uh, old jails, old psych hospitals, old amusement parks, but not many on like rail lines and railroad stuff. So I figured I'd try to get in on that. One thing I wanted to talk about is if you've been here a while, you know I did a little video called I Purchased a Book. I have the book sitting right here. And for those of you that know I play video games and I do have it on my channel. The one game that I play is Gears of War. Only on Xbox. That's only on Xbox. That's, you know, what I'm used to playing. So here's that book right here. I did over the course of I don't know, couple months. I did pick up the rest of, you know, the series of the author. So I do have this one. Here's the author right here. Go in. Let's see. Like, here's some of the books she's done. Right here is like all the Gears that she's done up until this point, which I have those currently, which is this one and this one. Also, the author did a couple more books after Anvil Gate, which is this one and this one. And if I do have any fans that are Gears of War fanatics, like I am, before you start, you know, reading this one, because this is the first book in the whole series, if you know, Marcus Phoenix was imprisoned. And this is that book that tells that story. And right about over here is pretty much every book done by Karen Travis. The other day I was in Barnes & Nobles. I did pick up another Gears of War book from a different author, Jason M. Hugh, called Ascendance. There you go. right there. Now, I still have yet to read the rest of the Karen Traffis books, but I can sit here and say at least I have, you know, at least what she's done, the 5 books she's done so far, plus another book. Um, but yeah, so far, like I said, this one was the first one I picked up, and like I said, if you're a fan of the video game, you know all about Gears of War, what they're about, and so on. So far, it is a great read. And if you are a fan of the video games, I do suggest you pick up all the books, give them a read. Now, it's just my opinion. And go from there. So, that being said, most of the stuff you've probably seen me do in the past. I might still do ranting lives. I think I'm overdue for one anyway. And if you haven't noticed, every live, or pretty much every live, you see me with the vape. Now, most of you know, I am a smoker. Okay? Pack right here. It's unopened, but still. And in the, I don't know, let's say 5, almost 6 months I've been vaping, it has helped. I do have the urge to want to pick up a cigarette, not as much as I used to. Yeah, and I know the whole news thing about, hey, Trendorama, how you doing? And I know the whole news thing about people getting sick and dying from vapes. What I have right here is the whole nicotine to replace having an actual cigarette. Um, Now, I'm not saying vaping is much better, but one thing I was told by the counter person where I go to get my vape stuff and my CBD stuff, that's the CBD stuff is no secret. There's been a couple lives where you've seen me snack on some CBDs. So at least the CBD gummies, which I have right here. The CBD gummies, for me personally, help me relax, especially with what I do and my career path, if you want to call it that. I mean, yeah, it'll come up on a drug test, but you know what? If you're sitting here and you're going for a job where they do drug test, be honest with them, you know? No, the CBD oil and products, like the CBD, it's just straight CBD. There's no THC in it whatsoever. It's just straight CBD. Um, for me personally, if you know, like or watched any of my videos, know I work at a marina, and yeah, I'm always doing a lot of lifting, a lot of moving around, a lot of this, a lot of that at the boatyard. I do have a boatyard tour video. I do have some videos of in the boatyard. This way you have a little clue of what I do. Um, I just take a couple of them. This way, it helps me relax. At the end of the day, sit here, chew on two of them, and depends on the person and the day and what have you, whatever the circumstance is. For me, in order for the CBD to kick in, it takes me no more than an hour, maybe 50 minutes. Well, if you want to get high, then yeah, go with the THC. But you got to make sure it's not the synthetic bullshit that everyone's been getting sick on and dying of. Me personally, I want to relax. That's why I chew on the CBD. For all those people sitting here thinking that vapes, yeah, vapes do have the THC. Don't believe me? There's probably a YouTuber out there that talks about it. But me, right here, nicotine. Okay? This shit, you know, right here, is helping me get off these. I've been going smoking for a number of years. Anybody that knows me knows I smoke. And once they learned that I was vaping, they were kind of shocked. And I said, why? Because we're so used to you being a smoker. Da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, true. But at the same time, well, I wouldn't say it's for pain relief. It's just to relax it in general. I mean, I guess in a way you can use it for pain relief, but for me it's more of a mental, like, helps slow my mind down after the day. That's just me personally. And if you do smoke pot, and you do get that high feeling, there is CBD. Yeah, exactly. But the CBD in straight, like, when you roll up a joint or pack a bowl or what have you, there's maybe like a very, very tiny amount of CBD in, the joint, the bowl, whatever. I mean, it's small, but this right here is just straight CBD. And, some people take it, to help, quit cigarettes. Um, okay, that's fine and dandy for that person. Me, I chew on a couple CBDs as soon as I get home from work. Chew on a couple, and and after that, I start to relax and just eventually drift off into La La Land and Dream World, whatever you want to call it. Just do my own thing. Um, but the way I see it, everybody's different. No one's the same. You may take it for a different reason than I do. this person may take it for a different reason than you, and so on and so forth. But as far as this whole vaping thing goes, I mean, yeah, people have died from it, but it's not the nicotine one. And as I showed the bottle before of the one oil I have, it says nicotine. And that's all it really is. As a matter of fact, one sec. Here's all the vape juice I have right here for not one, but two vape pens. Yeah. No, I'm not in Colorado. But as you saw me chooching away on this, I have a second one. You know, one I mainly use when I'm at work and I just want to take a pull. Helps me from reaching in my pocket and grabbing an actual cigarette. This one I use when I'm home relaxing. You know, just home, or I'm out with a friend instead of grabbing this one and using the battery up on this one. I just use that one this way. I can, toss this on, get it on the charger, give it a quick charge. But in here, I got a combination of 3 or 4 different flavors. In this one, I got a combination of three different flavors, all of which I have right on my little table, and you've seen. In here, I'll even bring them out. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this one, I honestly don't know, to be honest. But in this one, I have a combination. This one, and let's see. And another one that I just got rid of because it is literally empty. But the way I see it, it's whether you're smoking or vaping, it's kind of really no difference because it's still smoke. One's just like a vaping, like a vape kind of steam smoke, whatever you want to call it. And the other one's just straight up, having a cigarette. Now, it's no secret. A lot of people have seen it on my lives. I go from this to a cigarette. I'll come back to this. And it's no secret that I smoke and drink and vape and chew on the CBDs in my life. It is on my channel. I don't remember which specifics of live stream I did it, but there was a couple, like one or two instances where I chew on a CBD oil because I was either mentally exhausted or just pissed off and I needed something to help me calm down. That's just me. But I do have a friend that does talk about a lot of vaping stuff on his page. He hasn't really posted in a while because I know he's got some stuff he's got to tend to. No, it's you know what? Let's see. Let's see, because I have it sitting right here. Let's check a different one. Well, what I get, because I just looked at them, there's no. No, they're not nicotine free. The ones I have the nicotine in them, but no tobacco. Because it's just the nicotine chemical itself. Um, like I said, I do have a friend that does explain more in detail vaping and whatnot. And for me, being a smoker for, I don't know, 15 years, a little more than 15 years, it does help. And to be honest, I'm sitting here putting this out here right now. The last cigarette I had was at 9:53 in the morning. And right now where I live, it is 12:28. So a good few hours have gone by since I last had a cigarette. Um, Me personally, I don't think the gum or the patch would help. That's just my opinion. But the way I see it, at least in my mind, is yeah, vaping's not much safer than smoking. I'm pretty sure you've seen the commercials where these puppet looking things say, "Oh, vaping is safer than smoking. Vaping is safer than not by much." No, if I'm gonna smoke marijuana, weed, Mary Jane, whatever name you can think of, I'd rather sit here and roll up a joint or pack a bowl with marijuana and get high that way. Not this, not putting it in a fucking vape pen. That's just personal preference. But I don't condone, and I'm saying this right now, putting it out here right now. I'm not condoning people starting vaping. If they've never smoked before, I do not condone people picking this up because they think it's fucking cool. No. If you're like me or anybody else that smokes cigarettes, okay, Okay, right here. See? If you're a smoker of these for however long it was and you want to quit, then yeah, pick these up. Other than that, if you pick these up and not knowing what it's like to be an actual smoker, you are a fucking idiot. That's why people are getting sick. I can't. It's starting to piss me off. I mean, I was talking to, like I said, I was talking to the one guy at the vape shop, the counter person I talked to. I've done a bong a couple times, if that's what you mean by water pipe. But like I said, the counter person I was talking to at the vape shop I go to, he's telling me, which kind of made a little sense in my mind, is okay. These are 95% better than these. Key number is 95%. There's that other 5% of you still breathing in exhaust fumes from cars, paint fumes, asbestos fumes, and any other fumes that are out there in the world. Let that sink in for a minute. Let that shit sink in. I mean, yeah, I'm still chooching away on this. Yeah, formaldehyde. Okay, 95%. This is 95% better than this. But if you're not smoking this or this, what do you think you're breathing in of that other 5%? Seriously, let that sink into your mind. I mean, how many times do we see commercials about asbestos or this chemical or that chemical? I mean, yeah, there's commercials saying you get cancer from this. Yeah, okay. But what about everything else? What about the formaldehyde, the asbestos, the gas fumes, paint fumes? If you're familiar with like painting with lead paint, brake dust, or if you're in the automotive industry, um, certain certain gases if you're a welder or in like the manufacturing of metals, like metal substances and whatnot. Let that shit sink in. You know, there's that little percentage. What is what people don't hear and think about, but it's a huge thing. You sit here, you get up, you get in your car, you drive to work, you're sitting behind someone. Honestly, you make a good point. You know what? I'm gonna give you one of these. Hang on. There you go. But big pharmaceuticals. I guess they're kind of a joke too, in my opinion, because it's you're spending money and a lot of it every time you need to get your medication. Now, I mean, I get some medications are helpful for certain things. Okay, yeah, okay. But if you're sitting here and pumping bullshit into people that don't really need it or it's not serious, dude, come on. Yeah, back in the day, I'm gonna put this out here right now. Back in the day, I was. They gave me. Yeah, they back in the day when I was younger. They were giving me Ritalin for whatever it was. I think they said like ADD, ADHD attributes. That shit didn't work for me. Even pain meds. Okay, I have a history of blowing out my knee. They gave me pain meds. The shits didn't work. So you know what I did? I flushed them down the fucking toilet. Hey, no problem. You're here? Now listen, Trendo, I'm getting off topic a little bit, but you're here and you're showing respect. I can respect that. I'm big on respect. You can ask Kelly or Jamie. Um, but what's fucking pain meds gonna do? It's just gonna dull the pain. I mean, seriously, it just dulls the fucking pain. It's 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 like people that are coming off of serious drugs like heroin. They're from what I understand they're getting their shit for free. What about fucking cancer kids? Let that sink in. Now I don't have kids, but I know plenty of people that have kids or grandkids or what have you. And you're gonna pump them and charge, and you're gonna give junkies free shit to kick the habit? What kind of bullshit is that? At least that's what I'm reading and hearing. Even cancer patients. You know, all right, let's go back. I know someone that had colon cancer. From what I understand, she had to spend a shitload of money because she was sick. Why can't people like that get the free health care? Whether, it's sick or, kids that are sick. Or put the money towards homeless vets, people that fought for this country. Put your money where it counts. Not just some bullshit, he's a former junkie, we need to help him first. No! No. Help the sick, help the ones that are really sick first. The sick, the homeless, you know, help them first. Because that's your top priority. Not junkies. Junkies aren't sick. They're sick up here. Yeah. All because of their addiction to whatever the fuck it was. Oh, you smoking pot. Ooh, big deal. It's pot. It's just a fucking slap on the wrist now. In the state of New York, if you get caught with pot, it's just a slap in the wrist. Exactly. Exactly. Help the healthcare. Exactly. Yeah. Healthcare. Homeless. Help that first. Help the people with, like families with a lot of healthcare bills and whatnot. Help them. Help homeless people. Help homeless veterans. And I'll sit here and I'll tell you right now, my grandfather, about to be 90 in a couple of months, in a month and a half or so. He's a 35-year Army vet. Now, he's not homeless because I live with him, but help veterans, because they sat here and defended our freedom and our rights so we can have what we have today. Because I know I've seen a lot of homeless vets, especially in New York City. I remember a few years ago, I was dating this one girl at the time, and and we decided to go into Manhattan. All right, let's go. Let's have fun. And I seen a homeless vet. Now, I'll tell you right now, this way it's out there and it's on record. I am not a vet. I'm not military personnel whatsoever. But I think stolen valor is stupid. Now, like you heard it here, I'm not military whatsoever. But I do know a lot of military people. And we've had discussions on this. And we're all in agreement that stolen valor is stupid and you should be jailed for it. So, getting back to my story, me and my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time, this was going back, I don't know, 5, 6 years. And, we decided to go into the city. And I see a homeless vet. You know, and he had all the proper, I don't want to say he had all the proper, but he thought he had the mindset of someone that was military. He's seen a lot, done a lot for the country. He even showed me his military ID card. It was legit. I wasn't doubting him. So I said, you know what? Because I feel bad and I see you sitting here, I handed him a $50 bill. I said, here's $50. Go get yourself something to eat. Because he looked like he was hungry. And he gave me a hug. He asked me if I was military, and I said, no. Retired no, not military at all. And I go, my grandfather's retired military. What branch? 35-year Army vet. He's like, okay, your grandfather taught you well. I thank you. If I ever see you again, I'm going to repay you the favor. I've seen him I don't know, about a year and a half later. And I didn't expect him to do this, but he actually repaid me the favor. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to. You didn't have to. You did enough for this country. You know? And you know what? At least he said to me, you know what? I do thank you for what you did to me. When I saw you last, I'm like, dude, it's no problem. You're a military guy. You've seen action. I remember the conversation. You've seen action. I saw you sitting right there outside of Penn Station. And, you put your service in for this country. And, you know, even though I couldn't help to give you more, but I at least wanted to help you out just a little bit. And he goes to tell me, he goes, a little bit goes a long way nowadays. Even that $50 you gave me that day helped me out a bunch. Like, you're welcome. And thank you. And I said, thank you for your service. Because he put his service in, defending this country, defending people like me, and whoever else. And I just literally felt bad. And I actually did see him again earlier this year. And he's sitting here thanking me again. I'm like, dude, I'm thanking you for your service, for what you did. And he goes, since that day I connected with my family. Even though it's not me having my own house, my mother took me in. He told me this story about him and his parents and what happened. And, he said he was living at his mother's house. I'm like, dude, at least you have a roof over your head now. At least you got a place to lay your head and a place to eat. I honestly think we should take more care about the healthcare and homeless vets and homeless people, because there's a lot of them out there. Um, and I don't know. I really don't know at this point. Um, but get rid of like all the it's just my opinion, but get rid of uh, trying to help former drug addicts get clean. At least, like, giving them, like, free shit. Because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the way I see it, the free shit is maybe going to their heads. That's just me. Um, let's see. On another note, get off. Let me switch topics real quick. Um, Anybody that knows I'm into cars. I'm always looking on what's new, what's the latest upgrades and whatnot. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone and their whole grandfathers knows about Tesla and how they have their own cars. Now, I've seen something a couple days ago where Tesla, now I don't know if it's in concept or going to be in production, but they got a pickup truck now. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, for me personally, a pickup truck is meant to be practical, not, you know, get in, go to the grocery store, and come back home. No. It's meant for work. Now, whether you agree or disagree, everyone's got their own opinions. But a pickup truck, in my mind, is not meant to hold your family. Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. You can hold your family if you want to go camping, okay. You got the pickup truck. You got, a vehicle that's made to do what you need it to do. But if you're sitting here using a fucking pickup truck to go to the fucking grocery store, you don't deserve to have a pickup truck. Personally, if you have a pickup truck, it's made for doing work. Like, let's say you got a boat or a camper trailer, or you're using it to go to work every day, whether you work construction or whatever field you work at. That's what it's made for, in my opinion. Um, you know, I mean, in a way, yeah. If you think about it, like if you get like a crew cab truck, yeah, you could take up. Oh, hey, Cal, I didn't know you were here. Thanks for coming back. But a pickup truck, and yeah, if you're going to work and you got to pick up your couple co-workers, then okay. But it's, a work thing. The Tesla truck, still think it's in concept. A concept thing. I think. I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. You're going to Wendy's? I want Wendy's. Make sure you dip your French fries in your Frosty. That's what I do. No, but I'm looking at the thing, and it's stupid looking. A truck is supposed to resemble, in my opinion, a truck is supposed to resemble something that you can work with. Now, I watch a couple of YouTubers. Actually, I watch many of YouTubers. Where they use their trucks for work. Okay, now I can see how his one truck, it's a crew cab, which means 4 doors, two on each side. I could see, getting your workers in the truck to whatever job site you got to go to, or whether it's landscaping and you need the space in the towing and the snow plowing. That's what a pickup truck is made for. Towing, hauling, going to work, doing this. Not going to the fucking grocery store. That's why you get an SUV or a minivan. But hell, even Tesla's got a fucking 18-wheeler concept. That thing's ugly too. You tell me a fucking truck like Tesla is supposed to compete with Mack, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Volvo, Freightliner. Uh-uh. Tesla should just stick to cars. Tesla should not be making pickup trucks. Um, it's a possibility, but that's something you would have to look into. Because where I go, um, because where I go, they do have the CBD oils, and they also have the gummies. Me personally, I'm going for the gummies and not the oils. It's just personal preference. Everyone's got their own personal preference, to each his own. Because, like I said, where I go, they do have, the oils, for the vape, and the gummies itself. Let me rip this open. Okay. Now, so you can see, this is what I have. That's what I get. And they look like this. Well, this is a CBD product. Okay? But, if anything, do some research, look into it, and go from there. That's, my best advice for you. Now, I'm taking this at 12:55. It's going to affect, it could affect me differently than it would you. Now, a couple months back, I was hanging out with my cousin, and I told him I was doing the whole CBD thing. Gave him a couple of mine. Told him, give it an hour, because sometimes it affects me in an hour, sometimes less. But him, 5 minutes and he was knocked out. Now, I remember I did a live stream a while ago talking about it. And, well, I've talked about it briefly because before I talked about it, I was talking about something else. Don't remember what I was talking about, but I was completely off my hinges and I was ranting and raving and pissed at something. And then I grab a couple CBD, like you just saw me take. And throughout that whole, I think it was a 2 hour. Yeah, I remember I did a 2 hour and 2 minute live stream. I did. Took the CBD at some point during that live stream, and you clearly see me going from being extremely, well, not extremely, but really annoyed or pissed to calm and relaxed. Right there. I mean, you saw me just take it, and you'll see if I do decide to stay on a little longer, you'll see how it affects me right here, right now. Like I said, it varies. You know, could take a while. It could take a couple minutes. It could take this long. But for someone like me, whose mind is always going a million mile an hour, I could be like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, and then at some point just mellow out and just relax. You know? But with the whole vaping thing, like I said, I have a buddy. You know what? Let me search his channel real quick. Let's see. Because he is more knowledgeable about the whole CBD. Well, not. I want to see. Let me rephrase that. He's more knowledgeable about vaping than I am. I'll put the link in his description. I'll put his link in here. My bonehead uncle's watching this. He just sent me a fucking screenshot. Hang on. What? Can I grab a cigarette? Jacket? Yeah. Where was I? Oh, down to one. But yeah, no, if you're, his channel is more, like, he's more knowledgeable about the whole vaping thing than I am. He was the one that, suggested I do the whole vaping thing. And he is someone I've known for, I don't know, somewhere about 20 years. Um, let's see. But, no, anyway. Really? I'm still live. Damn you. Hey, Cal, if you're still here, check on Jamie. Maybe see and see if she's going live. If she is, cause I'll keep going. No, but what was I saying? 10 minutes and it's starting to hit. That's a record. But if you're gonna buy a pickup truck and use it for something stupid shit like grocery store shopping, I mean, okay, hang on, let me rephrase that. Then, if you got a lot of stuff, then maybe it might be acceptable. But pickup trucks are meant for work, not fucking soccer practice. You know, that's why they have minivans for. Or in my uncle's case, a Chevy Traverse. Start calling him Soccer Mom Paul. Um, but vaping, you know, if you want to kick the habit of cigarettes slowly, then yeah, I find it a lot better than uh trying the whole nicotine patch, nicotine gum bullshit. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But to each his own. Um, Vaping, from what I understand, Bonehead, is 95% better than smoking a cigarette. Now, Paul, there's that 5% of inhaling gas fumes and everything else. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. This, 95% better than this. There leaves that 5% of everything else. Let's see. I can ask 4 nurses. 4. Yes. And I have her number so I can easily call her directly. But one thing I've noticed, people that pick this up before even bothering with this, that's why they're getting sick. Because they, oh, vaping's cool, vaping's cool. No, not at all. For me, this is helping me get rid of this. So, and I've been smoking for 15 years. Live with what? You're married to her. Soccer mom. Um, but, you know, so far, I hardly have the urge to have a cigarette now. I want to have one. I think I should have one. It's been a few hours. I've seen it. I've seen it. I know all about it. Let me guess, Antoinette showed you that? And besides, Antoinette already knows about my whole vaping thing. Because when she was up here with Matt, I already had a discussion with her. Well, I already told her, well, we had a talk. And she said, I think she said, it's not much better, but it's not a cigarette. I'm like, yeah, I know. But, you know, I hardly want to have a cigarette now. It's, even at work, I'll have a smoke before I go in, you know, because it only takes me $3 to get to work. And then I'll go to maybe, I don't know, 10 o'clock before my next one. So, I mean, I do feel a little better from it. I do feel more clear and not as fucking congested and what have you with an actual cigarette. You know what I mean? So, how come you're awake this Sunday afternoon, huh, Paul? Hmm? 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 Do the girls have baseball practice? Honestly, I think I have the whole house to myself now. So, if you're some, all I'm saying is if you're someone like me and you're a cigarette smoker for a number of years and you decide to pick up vaping, vaping does help. Because, like I said, I have less of an urge to have a cigarette. All because of vaping. But that's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, you know? Some people prefer the whole, nicotine patch or the gum. I'm like, why? You're wasting. Like, one thing I noticed is, especially walking into CVS, and Paul, you know which CVS I used to work at. I've noticed getting the gum or the patches cost more than a pack of cigarettes. I'm like that. I'm looking. I'm like, that's stupid. I might as well just keep having a cigarette. But this is cheaper. I mean, one bottle of the liquid or the vape oil cost me less than getting a pack of cigarettes. I mean, I'm gonna use this bottle as an example. This one bottle cost me $5, as opposed to 10, 11, 12, and change. If you go into places like the city, like Manhattan, 15, $20 for a pack of cigarettes, depending on where you go. I'm looking, I'm like, I'm not buying a pack of cigarettes here. So I just waited. So, personally, if you're gonna smoke, don't pick up fucking cigarettes or a vape pen unless you're. Well, if you're gonna smoke, don't. Just don't whatsoever. Don't make that mistake. You're better off saving your money for other things. That's just my opinion. That is my thought. So, with that being said, with everything I talked about earlier in the live and everything else, later.